Come on, YouTube. There we go. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Jedi Academy. I'm your host with the most from the RSG crew, Ranger J 1999, welcoming you guys in for another edition of the Jedi Academy. If you're wondering what the hell this is, it's just pretty simple. This is the Jedi Academy. This is where we talk about and answer all your questions about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. This is a straight Q&A show. So if you have questions about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and you want them answered, this is a great place to do it. And it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple format. I'm going to lay it out for you here right now. If you have a question for me or the panel, if the panel ever shows up, they're all like, oh my God, it's early. It's hard to be up on a Saturday morning, so if it takes them a few minutes, we'll give them a few minutes. But if you have a question, the format, and you can see it in the chat already from one of our fellow viewers, Gaffy, that's the format. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question statement. I am filtering, and if you want a question answered, all you have to do is put your question in the chat, but make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question statement. The filter word is question. I use Nightbot. It helps me filter out the actual questions for the show, and then we'll get your questions in. Now, it does behoove you to get your questions in sooner rather than later because there is a time limit, because we always go to 2 hours for Jedi Academy. Now, as a programming note, after Jedi Academy, got a few more streams for you today on the RSG channel. The first being that we're going to go right into my GAC after this. And it's going to be me, Thane, and the lovely Boo Boo Kitty, who I think we are going to try to help with her GAC. We had a lot of fun the other night helping her with her GAC, and she's trying to get better at GAC, and we're helping her out with that. So we will have myself, Thane, and should be Boo Boo Kitty joining us, and then we will rock and roll from there. So, and then later on that night, we will have also. Besides the Jedi Academy, we're also going to have Dungeons and Dragons tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern over on the Twitch channel. I should go back and say that the GAC will be on Twitch, so we'll have that one done for you guys as well for GAC on Twitch. So D&D, GAC, both on Twitch. We have, of course, the Jedi Academy here on the YouTubes, and then that's pretty much what it is. So, that being said, what else is going on in the world? I don't know, it's SWGOH world. But, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up if you can. This is just the mechanisms of what every streamer says. Please hit the thumbs up, though. It's YouTube. It's how the algorithm works if we want to get our name out there for people to watch more of our videos. Subscribe if you haven't. Subscribe over here on YouTube and on Twitch. And then, what's the last thing? If you'd like to support the channel, there's lots of ways. Can't really do it on the Jedi Academy, but, you can subscribe. But if you'd like to become a Patreon sponsor and support the channel and all the stuff that we're doing, it would be very much appreciated. It's what we do to keep the channel up and running and get all this great content that you guys have going on. I see we have Sir Loki that's joined us. Sir Loki, are you alive? I'm not seeing any movement from Loki yet. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Okay, it's
I'll
early.
be right there. I gotta take care of something and then I'll be right on.
Yeah, probably need about 20
Sorry.
pounds of coffee.
Yeah. I'm doing good, man.
Well, go do what you need to do. We're not going anywhere, brother.
Yep.
All right, so we got Sir Loki here. Got myself. We're hanging out. We're doing good things. So go ahead and get your questions in. Remember, it's better to get your questions in sooner rather than later, because there's a time limit, 2 hours, and sometimes most of the times we get to the questions. There have been occasions where we didn't get to all your questions, but that's okay. If we don't, we do weekly shows, the lunch stream, and other things. You can join our Discord and you can ask questions in the Discord. Great group of community of people that will answer your questions if we don't get to it. If you want to directly contact us with a question, I get them all the time. First thing I do in the morning is I wake up and I get a lot of questions in Discord like, hey, what do you think of this? This is what I'm working on. What do you think of this mod? Where do you think this mod should go? That kind of thing. I don't mind. Just feel free to send me those kind of questions. And also, I get requests. I'd like you to look at my roster or things of that nature. If you would like a roster review from RSG, it's pretty simple. Send your roster to Finity, Finity, in our Discord. With your GG page and everything you want us to look at, Send that to Finity. Again, FINITY in our Discord, and give him a day or two to respond. He'll respond eventually. If he doesn't, hound him to death. And when he does, he's going to pick up date and time with you, so at least you know what day it is. So in case you can't be there live to ask questions or be in the Zoom and talk to us while we're doing it, you can at least go back and watch it. And we've had people that, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, right? And real life, dictates a lot of things. So if you have you can't be there live, you just watch it and come back to us. We don't charge anything for those. We do them for free. It's for the community. So feel free to, if you really want a roster review, to do that. It's what we do during the lunch streams during the week, though, just as a caveat. Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. So, you can see we got a lot of people in here. Shout out a few of the names. We got Gav P, we got Utah, we got Re-Rock, we got Regional Manager Vader. People are slowly matriculating in. I know it's Saturday morning. Ray Rock, my boy. So we got Rid ABD. I think that's Rid. Yeah. Sorry, YouTube can make the font too small sometimes. Even with my incredible vision, I'm just like, the hell is that? Is that an R and N? What did you do there, YouTube? So, so keep getting your questions in. Morning to all you guys. Hope you guys have your coffee, your breakfast. Maybe it's afternoon. Maybe you're just enjoying a nice afternoon out, or wherever you may be listening to us. What if it's evening? You're over in Europe and you're getting ready to drink some beer or some nice whiskey, whatever it is you may be doing. Feel free to get your days, get whatever you need to sit back and relax and let this awesome goodness roll over you. All right. We're waiting for Loki to get back in here. Letting everybody kind of get in here, hit the thumbs up, say hi to everybody, get their questions in. So go ahead and start popping your questions in. I've got Nightbot ready to go. We'll get ready to rock and roll. Excuse me. As I drink some Wawa. I had to drink some Wawa. So I'm just checking some stuff here real quick, and then we're going to rock and roll. We're going to rock and roll. Just checking some stuff real quick. And yes, good. Good. Everything looks crispy and clear. All right. Oh yeah, if you guys didn't see it yesterday, we had, what was it? Finn put out a video about eating the Oreo donut thingy from Krispy Kreme. I can't remember what it's called, but braver man than me. I've been on a diet. I've been working out religiously. I'm getting back into my army shape. I've always worked out, but I'm trying to get to my army shape that I was before. Getting there, getting closer and closer. So there's days I work out, I'm just like, oh god, I don't want to do another 200 push-ups. It hurts too much, but then I can do it. So, morning to you, Dreamy Mushrooms. This is Morning Loki and Ranger. Midnight here in Melbourne, Australia. Oi, where's Hoinsey? I had Heinze on here a little bit, but again, Heinze gets mad. Oh my god, the grid session is ridiculous. Cover a couple other notes while we're waiting for Sir Loki to get back real quick, and as you guys are getting your questions in, a couple of big programming notes. We are going to be doing another lady stream coming up for you guys. Here on May the 1st, we're going to do another ladies' night stream. You guys really enjoyed the hell out of that. I think the ladies enjoyed it. I think everybody else enjoyed it. So we'll do another ladies' night on the 5th. I'm going to start doing those at the beginning every month. We're going to have a ladies' night. I think they deserve it, and I enjoy it, and I think we need to have more of those. So I am bringing that back permanently as one of our features. What else is going on? I just forgot. Oh, coming up in July, we've got our 5-year anniversary coming up. I've made the call that we are going to have a 24-hour stream. I'm going to be celebrating. We're just going to play games and celebrate all the times that we were we've been doing RSG. 5 years. Can you believe that, folks? 5 years we've been streaming RSG. Religiously, we've been streaming, and I know I have religiously been streaming for that long. So 5 years, just a celebration where we hang out, play games with you guys. We'll stream all these games, have fun, hang out with you guys, share memories, things of that nature. Just have a good time, 24 hours just to have fun, romp and stomp and good time. So thank you guys again for all your support over the years, and we want to culminate in a big celebration where we just have fun, kick back, party, have fun, and we'll do that too. So, um, all right. So we're getting the questions in. Waiting for Loki. There's the sexy Buddha. Look at that guy. Look at that. Look at that. Put him.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing this fine day, Loki?
Good.
Are you? Did you?
I'm ready.
Yeah. Did you get some sleep, man? I know how early it is over there. I know how early it is for me. I just can imagine how early it is.
We were. What was it? I did my GAC last night. I finished at like midnight, I think, my time, and then knocked out after that. So.
Yeah, there's been many a times that I've hung out like. The the other night when I hung out with you and Boo Boo Kitty doing our GSC, good lord,
she was at work last night, so
I know. Well, if you want, Loki, right after we get done with we're doing Boo Boo Kitties. You want to hang out and just enjoy?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, he come hang out with us.
I might have to go back to sleep, but no, if I'm up for it, I'll stay on. I'll stay on. No worries. Yeah.
You get a nap in afterwards. It's Boo Boo Kitty, man. We're going to do hers, and then we're going to do mine.
I gotta show her some love, man, because she was on. She was at work and she was still in the chat, so it was fun last night.
I know. If you guys don't know, Boo Boo Kitty is actually a doctor. We have a lot of doctors that watch us. It's pretty impressive, Loki. Of all the people we have lots of doctors and stuff that watch us here and stuff. So, all right, keep getting your questions in. While you guys are doing that, so let's rock and roll. Loki, we have the next Bad Batch character, Tech. What did you think of the kit, man?
You know what? I was surprisingly, I like the kit. I knew there would be a kit like this coming, so it target locks. They threw the translation in there, which now changes things. I'm still a little disappointed in Hunter, but Tech's looking pretty damn good. So now you have the cooldown reduction, which is essentially turn meter or turn, or speed, if you want to call it that. But if you can give your clones translation, they threw that little caveat in there though, that if one tune on your team has the ability to give translation, I think is what it is. The max stacks is only 3 or I don't know. They threw something in there so you can't combine C-3PO and Tech.
No.
Is what it sounds like. But it's CG. Everything's bugged right now, and I'm sure if you put both of those on a team, you can probably get Rexecute like turn 3 or something like that, which would be hilarious. But I like the kit so far. Again, it all depends how fast he is.
That's what I said yesterday.
And how tanky he's going to be, right? But
I don't think it's the tankiness. I think for me, it's the speed. He's the one. He's like, he looked at me. It reminded me of like Stark a little bit with the kit, where it's like you got to have something that gets them going. Because if he's slow, unless the we know the tank guy ain't gonna be fast, Booster, but the other guy, if he's not fast either, and you can't get them off. I don't care. You're going to get crushed because if the other, you get these teams that do days and other things like that. You're not doing a damn thing. You're not doing shit. You're going to die. So,
right. Yeah. I mean, I guess what it is I don't want him too squishy though. I guess is what it is.
True, because if he dies,
C-3PO is pretty tanky, right, for what he is. So I mean, if I envision him, hopefully, kind of like C-3PO, where you can make him super tanky. And then he's stealthed about 90% of the battle. So he's super hard to kill, and he does a bunch of target lock, and he does a bunch of translation. So I'm kind of liking that kit. And using him probably in the cam mission might be something that you can reduce cooldowns and all that of stand your ground and I thought about that. After our first stream where we were mentioning, you could probably put 1 or 2 pieces in the cam mission and it makes it a little easier. But to be able to reduce your cooldowns during the cam mission, I think is a big deal, so.
Yeah. Excuse me for a second. Oh boy. But what was I going to say? Yeah, the other thing about him is he gives that 30% protection and health or stuff like that. So he really starts stacking up the extra health and protection for that team, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. As I said, I think even the rest of the kits turn out to be amazing, which will make Hunter's kit amazing. I'm still not well in on these characters, man. I just cannot. in my head, I can't sit there. I don't care how good they are. I'm like, I can't spend $2,000. So they keep thinking of that number. I'm like, I can't do it, Loki. I'm like, it's not worth it. It's just not.
Yeah, I know. It's tough, man. I mean, you know me, man. I mean, I'll wail if it's nuts.
Right.
So far, what is it? 1 for 2 on the kits, in my opinion. Is it enough to beat Galactic Legends yet? Probably not. I mean, I will wail if the tunes can beat Galactic Legends. Like, I have no problem with that. But right now I just don't see it. But I like the utility of the kit if it's as good as it sounds.
Right.
And it's very C-3PO like, who we all know is annoying.
Yes, he can be, especially in threes on that Luke team. He is a pain in the ass, dude. You have to go into a certain team to beat it.
Yeah, I lost to it last night, man. I'm so
Did
pissed.
you really? What'd
I
you
did.
use?
The same JTR BB-8. I just lost.
What happened? Did you try to wave 3PO and it didn't hit or something?
It was a lot of things, I guess, and they were,
RNG.
like BB-8 didn't have enough foresight, and that dude got whacked and really early, and it was it didn't go good. I got full clear last night, but and my opponent's now stuck on my back wall. It's like I lost on that team, and I lost on the new Django L3 or Nest or whatever it was. So RNG bit me in the butt, but I still got full clear. But yeah. I lost on that team.
It happens.
C-3PO is just a madman, so translation is good. And
yes, he is. Yes, it is. All right, you ready for some questions, Loki? As we get ready for
buddy.
We do this,
if not, I'll go back to bed.
Yeah.
I'm here for the skewers questions.
Me too, man. Trust me. When you get up early, you're just like, I don't know. It's hard. I just realized something. It's not that. It just didn't realize. This is our 200th episode of Jedi Academy, bro. You believe
it
that?
is? I see that in the.
I didn't even realize it about it. Been worried about other stuff, but man, 200 episodes of Jedi Academy, and that's crazy, dude. We've done 200 episodes of Jedi Academy. Man, I didn't realize the number. It just didn't, because we've done so many streams now that the numbers just kind of just go over our heads and stuff. That's
right.
Nuts. We should do a big shout out to our boy Smithy D, who way back in the day reached out to me and Finn. Is like, oh, I like to do Jedi Academy. I'm like, what the hell's a Jedi Academy? He had this idea. So it was the brainchild of Smithy D of like bringing all the content creators together to answer questions for the fans at one time. And then unfortunately Smithy soon after he started the Jedi Academy couldn't keep it up. Real life kind of hit him, and we took it over. And so that's crazy. We just realized 200 episodes, man.
Apparently he could keep it up because he got kids, so that was
hey,
we knew Smithy when he was single and no kids, man. So.
Oh yeah.
That's how long we've been doing Jedi Academy.
That's how long we've been on old Smithy D, man. Man, I can't believe it. 200 episodes. We're mad, man. We're mad. We're simply mad.
He's in isn't Smithy in like Scribes Guild or something like that?
I don't know
he's still playing, but
he doesn't have a lot of free time, man. Remember when I did JC with him recently? He was just he's busy. He's got a wife, got a kid. And he's in a good place. He's just not as much time to commit to.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me, man. Finn's around the corner too. He's gonna go from single to having a wife, and now he's gonna have a kid, and he ain't gonna have time to stream no more. And it's
well, that's a good thing, man. To have a wife and kid, man, that's a good thing, right? So,
absolutely.
Not me and Loki. Our days of.
Yeah, I don't know if I have kids or not, but so we'll see.
Hey, I've sired my boy. I've done my duty for the genetic
you did.
Continuation. And I'm proud to announce he got a soccer scholarship. It was a pretty good school. Yeah, he's a good soccer player, and I think he's going to be studying physical therapy and stuff like that. So he's getting ready for that. So COVID kind of has been tricky this year, but His
Yeah, that's
mom,
great, man. I mean,
yeah,
even with COVID, these opportunities still exist. So I think that's a great thing.
yeah. I mean, my family's always been into sports and stuff. Like my brother's twin daughters are both volleyball players, really, really good, and they both are exceptional cross country and track runners.
Yep.
One's actually in the 110 hurdles. She may make state in Texas, and that's a big deal. And then my nephew, he plays. I know a lot of my nephews. There's three or four. I know one is. I know one went to Oregon State and pitched for them, got a scholarship. Nathan,
Yep.
my brother, kid, he's pitching and hitting and playing catcher for his team in Texas. So it's just something we've always done. When I was in high school, I mean, I did wrestling and football and track and all that stuff, man. Especially football. That was kind of my gig. So all right. So we got all that out of the way. Make football, not soccer. No, I mean soccer. If you mean football, yes. In the rest of the world, we call it football, but here in the U.S., we call it soccer. Football. All right, let's get to these questions. Let's rock and roll, Loki. It's just you and me with some coffee and the skewers and the fans answering questions. All right, here we go. Let's rock and roll. Let me find the first question.
Yep.
Why is this out of order? Hold on. Nightbot's being kind of dumb.
No worries.
Well, it's popping questions at the like.
Let me get some water real quick.
Okay. All right, Loki's gonna grab some water real quick, and then we'll get your guys' questions and stuff. Kenpachi just saw Finn eating donuts. Next stop, Dad bod Finn. Yeah. Dad bod Finn, the donut eater. Yeah, I don't eat that stuff anymore. I've been strictly on a all protein diet. That means I don't eat any bread, any vegetables, nothing. So no sugar, no sweets, no junk food, nothing. So I'll let Finn eat all that shit, get the diabetes. Then, I saw that. I'm like, God Lord. And he was even talking about sugar crash. You're going to sugar crash like a mug. All right. First question. It is for you, Loki. You ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, man. Let's go.
All right. This is from Rid ABD. Says, question for Loki. Does Malevolent Summoned Vulture Droids scale with Relic 8 Grievous? That's a question we've been trying to ponder for a while.
So I asked certain people, and yes, they did claim that the Vulture droids that are summoned by Malevolence do scale with Relic 8 General Grievous. So one thing about Malevolence now, though, is that nerf is real.
I don't understand it.
That fleet is just not as good anymore.
It's not consistent. You know, you're just
it's
like
so bad. It's so bad that I do not use it on offense anymore for GAC.
I still do, but
it's so bad, dude. Like I had to put Malevolence on defense this round, just because I didn't want to deal with it. So now it makes the Rebel fleet a lot better, and it makes Nego a whole lot better.
The Negotiator's always been fantastic, especially at Relic 8, man. You get that first turn, I mean, you just destroy them. I mean, it doesn't matter what fleet it is. They just
my last Relic 8 was what's his face was 5s.
Oh, was it
and
5s?
I don't regret it one bit, man.
No, not with that. Not with that.
He's like one of the fastest ships in the game when you relegate him.
Yeah.
So you're always gonna go first, and you can do big hit or offense down, defense down, which is really good. But but yes, the General Grievous does scale with his ship. You get a little more out of your summoned Vulture droids. But unfortunately, with that rework that CG did, the Malevolence fleet just isn't that great at the moment. So they need to fix that.
Yeah. Okay. Next question from Utah says, will we have a Dancing Loki segment on the 5-year stream? I don't know. That's up to Loki.
Dancing?
They want to see you dancing for the 5-year anniversary, like shake your rum shaker.
No, man, that's Gom's job.
Maybe we have a dance off between Loki and Gom.
Oh God, I wouldn't want to see that.
But... what if the fans do?
We'll figure something out. Whatever.
There we go.
I'm open to ideas.
Yeah. uh, Ray Rock, question Ranger. You have mentioned many times that Yoda doesn't need to be fast, but just hit hard. Does this tactic change in 3v3? I'm seeing people model Yoda around 270 to 290 ish speed in 3v3. Mine is 270 to 290 ish, but I still have a buttload of offense on him. Why do I have a buttload of offense on him? Because Yoda does, even in threes, Yoda does not need speed. Now in certain circumstances that you want a fast Yoda, for when you're trying to use him in certain circumstances, but for the most part, you're running him with Jedi Rev and other teams calling assists. When he does his basic, he gets turn meter. He's going to take a buttload of turns regardless of his speed. If he goes first, okay, great. But you want him to be one-shotting fools. And little Yoda, when he gets buffs and start flying around, I mean, you can take multiple turns with Yoda because he gets turn meter from his basic, he gets turn meter from his AoE. It's sick. It's absolutely sick. So all you need to do is keep calling Yoda, and if he hits hard, especially when you face some of these Grievous teams that have like a lot of health protection on their teams, it don't matter to Yoda. Yoda's going to go in there and kick that ass, man. If you're trying to use him, say, in threes versus Padme, you're trying to get Yoda to hit you because you're going to use him as single target damage. You remember, you can't call him assist. And if your Yoda's hitting hard, that's how you take out Anakin and Padme and those fools. So I think still having 10,000 plus damage on Yoda is the way to go. Loki, any disagreement? Now, if you have the offense set like I do that has you in that 270 to 290 range, bonus, because you're going to get speed, especially running on the Jedi Revan anyway. But Loki, what do you think about Yodi? Old Grandmaster Yodi.
So you're talking Grandmaster. I don't use him, man, in 3v3, but and if I do, I throw him with that Jedi Master Luke team. So I mean, yeah, in my opinion, I mean, for me, I don't change his modding. So like my Yoda's at like 320 or 325, and you just throw him behind Jedi Master Luke on defense, and he just takes a bunch of turns. I don't need him to hit hard. I just need him to get the ultimate up.
Yeah, see, I use him on defense, but even then, with around 270, 290 speed around there with that offense, I mean, you're going to get a lot of call and assist with Yoda anyway, which is going to help you get that payout faster. Now, if you want to switch it up and to get the payout even faster, like Loki said, and you want to do speed, you can. Here's the thing about threes, folks. I don't change modding for threes. I just don't. Because most of this game, 80-90% of the game, is based on 5v5 stuff that you're going to do. So when I think about where I'm going to keep my characters, I'm not going to change the modding for threes. I'm just not. And it seems to be working. I'm pretty successful in GAC. So, yeah, for me, that's kind of the deal. So, but if you want to have fast Yoda, I don't have a problem with it. I just think having offense on Yoda and having him hit like a motherfucker is really the way to go. Let's go to the next question. Goddamn Nightbot, why do you have to do this to me? It's the worst time to be dicking around. Right now it's loading up. What else in the 3 question? Will there be 200 more? Dun dun dun. 200 more Jedi Academies. As long as the game's up, we'll keep doing Jedi Academy. Now, one thing I am considering doing is pushing it back a little bit. We get up at this time because certain streamers are, it works out convenient for them. But I've been in some just thinking about like, what time do we want to do this? There's a lot of people that are West Coast that want to do it, but it's super early for them. So, I'm still trying to figure out what's the best time to do Jedi Academy to where we can get everybody on. What's a decent time? We've been doing it at, 10 Eastern for the longest time. That's what, 7 your time, Loki?
Yep.
So, that's a reasonable, even though it's early, it's Saturday morning still. But maybe we keep it. I don't know. We'll keep evaluating the time and stuff like that. But yeah, but we'll definitely keep doing Jedi Academy. Will we do 200 more? I have no idea for how long the game will last. I mean, that's another 4 years. So if you think about 200 episodes, that's 4 years worth of streaming right there. So if the game's up and we're still doing it, we'll keep going as long as we can. All right. Darksign 1972 question: with Arena and Fleet now paper rock scissors, and the new characters released not really meta changing, has the game plateaued? Do we need something huge there better than the Galactic Legends? Oh God, I hope not. Not better than Galactic Legends. What, super duper Galactic Legends? Now coming to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Abeloth. She can kill anything with just a look. Ah. Jesus Christ. What do you think about this question, Loki? Do we need something huge better than Galactic Legends?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Right now, they need to really think about GAC and Territory War, in my opinion, because there's too many characters now, and there's not enough zones.
Right.
In my opinion. So I mean, if you start dumping more Galactic Legends or powerful tunes, and you're not tweaking the placements of GAC and Territory War, like adding more slots or doing something to where you're gonna have these Territory Wars and GACs where you're facing 5, 6, 7, 8 Galactic Legends on defense, or you're gonna have your opponent that just keeps every single Galactic Legend and then he one-shots everything, right? So he like 1v3s, 1v5s, everything. And it's gonna be stupid. Like in my opinion, it's like, there's you're gonna have the upper whale brackets going 1v5, 1v3 if they keep throwing all these powerful tunes at us, and there's not enough slots to put them. So I as much as I want Galactic Legends to keep coming, they need to expand existing game modes in the game, and they need to have it so you're not just putting all your Galactic Legends on defense, or you're keeping them all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like, you and I like to strategize and put these cool, like, Imperial Trooper squads, and like we like to put these cool squads on defense. But if somebody just comes in with their JML and just 1v5s it, that's not fun, and it feels like it's getting to that point. Ships is just not enough, right? Like ships. Yeah, so like there's not enough ships and there's too many ground tunes to keep up with the existing configuration of these competitive game modes, like GAC and like Territory War. So in my opinion, they really need to look at this for 2021, especially if they plan on releasing tunes, because now you have a whole new faction come in, the Bad Batch. That's just another team you're gonna see, on defense, and then you have these players keeping all their good stuff, and then they're just 1v5ing, or like 1v5ing your squads, or they're 1v3ing your squads, and it's not going to be fun.
No, it really isn't. Do we think the game is plateaued? No, I mean the game is still going strong. I don't think it's plateaued. And
no, the game as a whole is definitely strong. It's very strong. I'll tell you right now.
Very strong.
But content wise, yeah, it's plateaued. I mean, yeah, Galactic Challenges is great, but again, the problem with Conquest, right? Conquest is great, but the problem with Conquest is there's too much downtime, man. Like, we're all waiting for Conquest to happen, and now we've been waiting 15 days, right, for it to happen, and there's nothing in the game to suck us back in again.
Right.
And they need to fix that, man. I know they don't want to make it so frequent to give us a bunch of rewards, but to give us something, and then now you got to wait 15 days for it to happen again.
Right.
Kind of sucks,
Yeah. Look who joined us. It's the Nev.
Hello, Governor.
My co-host
Hello,
of
Governor.
the GA Center on the Escape podcast. Although we couldn't do GA Center we haven't. Oh boy, we had a lot of problems with the.
There was a few data issues, wasn't there?
And everyone's been asking, are we going to be doing? Are we going to be doing a double GAC? I'm like, no.
No,
We just,
it'll just be a regular one.
yeah,
It'll
just
just
be
be
a
a
regular
regular
one,
one.
and we'll just update the overall stats with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just a lot of background stuff that just was out of everybody's control, right? So,
Yeah, it was. I think that the way that it was explained to us was there was, because of various different updates within CG, it took them longer to update stats, and then SWGOH.GG just didn't get anything for like 3 days.
yeah,
Like literally. So and then we then got it first, and then the site got us. So yeah, it was just a bit of a nightmare. Just one of those things.
yeah, there's not much you can do. All right. Let's go on to the next question from Darson 1972 again. It says, are either of you going to well on the new Bad Batch, or are you waiting for them to be free to farm, and why? I'm waiting for them to be free to farm. Sorry, I cannot justify $2,000 because even at minimum, let's say you just have 4, that's $1,600 roughly, and that's not even counting gear. I'm just going to character shards because you're going to spend between 320 and 400 easily for each of these characters to get their characters to 7 stars. That's just 7 stars, right? That's roughly $1,600. If it was 5, it'd be around $2,000. That's not counting gear. And the gearing on these already, I saw Hunters was like 500 Chirotechs or something. I mean, it's outrageous, man. It's a lot. And so,
how many it was? 500.
Yeah, it was 500.
Oh my god.
500 Chirotechs. I haven't seen Tech in GG, so I can't look at his stats or his gearing. But if his gear is the same way, I'm just like, nah, man, I'm not spending that kind of money just for the Bad Batch. I mean, Tech was nice, Hunter was cool, but I'm just not willing to fork over that kind of cash. There'll be some people that have that discretionary income, but even if I did, I still wouldn't want to spend that kind of money for the Bad Batch. I just don't think it's worth it. Nevin, I know you're free to play, so you're going to be free to play farming these.
Oh god, yeah, but now that I know what it's going to cost to gear them, I'm just not going to bother.
Yeah.
What?
That was my question on Wednesday, and Nev is actually the perfect person I can ask. Is with Bad Batch coming, and if you're free to play player, who do you pivot for them or no?
No,
I mean,
absolutely not. Not if it's 500. Not if it's 500. Here's the thing with Chirotechs, there are characters that might only need 100, in order to get them all the way. I mean, I'm looking right now. I'm stuck on Piet. On my main account, I'm stuck on Piet, and I'm stuck on Gideon. Now, I farmed them all the way to gear 7. And as free to play, that the kind of routine that I have is, as soon as I get a character to 6 stars, as soon as they hit that 6-star threshold and I've just got 100 more to get, that's when I start gearing them. And with most characters, I've got them at 11 with all of the crosses ready to go to 12 just before they hit that 7-star threshold, so I can take them straight to gear 12. All right. I've not been able to do that with Piet and with Gideon because they need so many goddamn Chirotechs. So Gideon and Piet are both, one's at 9, one's at 10. And I still need 50 of each for one piece and 50 of each on one piece for Gideon. So I'm going to need another 100. I'm going to need 200, 100 7s and 100 9s for Gideon just to get him to 11. And I'm going to need 50 of 7 and 50 of 9 for Piet just to get into 11. So I need 300 just to get 2 characters to 11. Now I'm doing it with Piet and I'm doing it with Gideon because I know that those characters are worth it and they can do business at gear 11. Bad Batch 500. I mean, I don't know if that's to get one character, and that's one character. So why would I waste my time and the resources on a squad that, let's be honest, we're talking marquee characters. It's not going to be meta defining. So why would I waste the time and the resources on a squad that is not going to be meta defining because it's a marquee squad? Okay, it is a marquee squad. So yeah, what I'll probably do is what I'll more than likely do is farm them. I probably will farm them because on my main account, it's an old account and I've got everything anyway. So there's nothing left to farm. So I'll farm them just for the sake of farming them to 7. But will I gear them? Probably not. No, absolutely not. It's a waste from a free to play point of view. It's a complete and utter waste of time. And let's not forget, it may be 500 for Hunter, but how many stun guns? How many Carbantis?
Yeah, there's 100, 200 of each of those, which is
exactly. So it's got the standard gear crunch and the new gear crunch.
Yeah, this is what,
it's a complete and utter waste of time.
This is one thing that really, and I've been seeing a lot of CG praises of late, but the one thing that still pisses me off about CG, about their gear thing, is when they said that the card text would help alleviate the gear crunch. Total bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And they should.
Well, yeah, because now you don't have to farm Carbantis, I guess.
You still do. I mean, some of these characters.
I know, right?
It's remember Bam. Lucky, remember how bad that was for both of us. That
Bam was everything, man. That dude was a galactic legend gearing, and he has yet to perform in my eyes. So.
Yeah, but I mean, they owe us an apology on that one.
That Razor Crest got to be good, man. I mean. That Razor Crest has to be stupid good, really.
Yeah, but I mean, when they said that that time when they introduced it, we were like, I mean, I just remember us talking about it like, you're introducing new gear. How's it? I mean, our thought at the time was, okay, maybe they're going to start replacing all the stun guns and stuff that we need and make this like the new piece that you would need for later on. I'm like, okay, that'd be cool. That isn't the case. On top of that, the characters still need a ton of stun cuffs and Corbantis and stun guns and droid collars. And then all of a sudden you add all this massive amounts of card tech. You're full of shit. Yep. You're absolutely full of shit, CG, and you're gonna have to.
Well, their idea is they put the Chirotech on nodes that, now as a free to play, probably you can farm those nodes. It's not on a hard node. It's you know what I'm saying?
That's
like
what they thought.
That's their thinking is they put it on a node by itself, so you can farm that as well, along with your stun guns and cuffs and Carbantis and yeah, it's stupid, man.
And even then, when I farm Cartex every day, and the drop rate on average is 2 to 4 out of 20. So don't give me this nonsense that it's supposed to be, a gift to us for us to make it easier. You don't. It's not, and you owe the community an apology on that one. I'm sorry, but you're full of crap if you think that, and I would love to debate anybody from CG on that, and then throw up all the information like, do you play the game? Because obviously Chirotechs were a way for them to increase their profits for people to have to gear with an additional piece and buy packs and stuff like that. You can't convince me otherwise. You're just being disingenuous.
Right.
If you are. So, yeah. So based off that, back into the Bad Batch itself, I will not be willing. I know, Loki, you're kind of still on the fence on this.
No, I'm not. I didn't even activate Hunter, man. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
So, I don't have to yet. But
yeah, I don't. It's nothing calling for me to work on. I'll work on them. I really have nothing else to farm, so I'll farm them. But if they're in hard nodes, it's a long process. I'm working on Dark Trooper. I know what I get for Dark Trooper.
Ranger. I'm actually surprised you're not more vocal on the Bad Batch, because I know you were very upset with Phoenix, right? And then you needed Phoenix to get Thrawn right away. I feel like they're doing that right now. Is they're going to release all the Bad Batch, and then next month, surprise, you're going to need them for something. But to Nev's point, I do believe that because these are all marquees, I think there's going to be one that's going to be stand out. And maybe it's tech, or maybe they haven't released the kit yet of the one that's kind of like plug and play. But maybe I'll go for that one. But like Hunter right now is super disappointing. We all know that if you're a leader, you got to have 30 speed and you got to have turn meter gain. Like that's expected now out of all the good leaders. It's why they reworked SLKR, because he didn't have 30 speed. It was that important. And especially with the tunes now, like, I mean, how are you going to outspeed a trooper squad with Bad Batch? You're not. And troopers are just going to run you over probably, because unless there is a Bad Batch character that gives all the Bad Batch characters a nest protection up type ability, which they could very well do, that team is going to get demolished by a faster team. And that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, troopers will eat their
Mon
ass off.
Mothma works because they all assist and they all heal. and we don't even see that yet in the first 2 kits of Bad Batch.
No, I misspoke. I said 500 is it's 400 carbon or 400 Cortex in total for Hunter. I'm sorry. I think
so 400 on 1 tune and then what 400 on tech.
I know, right? And the reason I haven't really got upset about it, Loki, is what's the point? I'm still gonna give them a railing, but I mean at this point it doesn't shock me anymore. I was a little bit more back in the day when that happened. And that one was we had less communication, way less communication back then. They just did it. They didn't say anything. There was no warning. They just dropped Thrawn out of nowhere immediately after they did this, right? So because we already figured out what's going to happen, Loki. We know that the 4 original Bad Batch are going to come in. You're going to have all 4 to go after a special event character like Echo, and you have to have them all like relicked up and stuff to go get Echo, or something along those lines, right? You have to have them 7 star. You have to go in there so you can go get Echo, and it'll be just like in the show. You go through, you do the event, and then you get Echo, right? Just like in Season 7 of the Clone Wars, right?
I mean, you would think, but CG's done stupid stuff before where they make us spend like $3,000, and then surprise, you got to spend another 500, to get the last piece. So yeah, that's the problem. Is they're kind of tricking the players into, hey, invest in these 4 new kits. Oh, by the way, you need a 5th. Here's the 5th. Invest in this one too. And they've done that, man. It sucks. Like Lightside GOTB right now. I'm, and I apologize for going off.
No, keep going, man. This is what we do here.
No, but I want to answer questions too. But I, what I'm getting at is Lightside GOTB right now. There is a mission. It's the GK Cody Clone Sergeant mission that I got guildmates at Relic 8, General Kenobi. I know people with Relic 8 clones. They still can't beat that damn mission. So help us out with that one, man. Throw the Bad Batch in there so we can do something with them. But again, you invest in Bad Batch, and are they even good in Lightside GOTB? Like nobody knows yet. And we know what wins in Lightside GOTB. It's turn meter, it's healing, right? That's why Mon Mothma is so good in Lightside GOTB. But that clone mission with GK is the stupidest mission. You just can't beat it. I beat the Nexu, right? That one is hard, but at least I get 5 tunes. That GK mission, you only get 3 tunes and you get wiped out.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Like there's just. Yeah, they like I mentioned with GAC and Territory War, they need to update what's in the game now based on the number of tunes, and based on just, when they launched the game mode, we only had so many tunes in the game. Now we're like 2-3, and 2-3 years in, and the amount of tunes has almost doubled, since they released these game modes. So they need to go back and update this stuff. Seriously.
Yeah,
for 2021.
Yeah, there's a lot of rethinking they needed about, like, and I gotta say, I mean, a lot of the marquees that came out previously, for the most part, were really, really good. You just mentioned like Mon Mothma, Chupio is fantastic, Dark Trooper's a beast, Piet is absolutely a monster. And I think when they're strategic about the marquees and introduce these characters at a time, some have been flops. We can say for sure that Armor. Yeah.
The armor has like I found the armor has literally one single purpose, and that is as a slacker counter. That's it.
Yeah, you throw her on
slacker counter, and then it's only 50-50. It depends on the RNG.
Well, it makes Sith Eternal better. So I'm not upset I wailed on armor, because I've won a lot of battles with Sith Eternal armor, right? It works.
But what if we don't have Sith Eternal?
That's a lot. That's a lot to put into a character for a single use.
I agree. She was good in the raid. I'll tell you that before the rework. Now she doesn't matter in the raid anymore. But you're able to get that 40-50% in phase 2, phase 3 with SLKR with good RNG, and you throw that Beskar armor on Kylo, and you throw it on Daka, and you're off to the races. But you don't need to do that anymore, because that raid goes down so fast. You can throw anything in that raid. It'll get you like 2-3%, which is fine. One thing I noticed in chat, I wanted to respond to Go Cubs. We're mentioning all these Kairos for Hunter, but it's the same for Dark Trooper, but the difference with Dark Trooper is he can beat GLs with the Imperial Trooper squad. Hunter can't do that yet, and I don't see it. But I have no problem throwing all my Carbantes into a tune that can help beat Galactic Legends. I have no problem with it. And there should be more non-Galactic Legend counters to Galactic Legends.
Oh God, yeah, no one's
especially in 3v3.
I don't think anybody's going to. I mean, not even from a free-to-play point of view. From a free-to-play point of view, if they release a character that can beat GLs, I'm going for it.
Exactly.
No question. As soon as once the Dark Trooper is, available, that's going to be my go-to farm. I will be making him the focal point. I will be making it the focal point of my anti-C squad. I've got my slacker counter because I don't have any GLs. I've got my slacker counter. I've got my raid counter. And with that, and obviously the Imperial Troopers, because I've already got Pierre, I've already got Gideon, I've already got, all of the other Imperial Troopers, Dark Trooper in there, that gives me my C counter. So I will 100%, I don't care what resources I need to pump into that character, I will farm it to 7 and I will gear it to what is necessary to give me a C counter. And that's it. That, at the end of the day, that is why I know that 6-12 months down the line, if I face a C, I've got what I need to get past said C.
All right.
Yeah, he's stupid good value. I mean, I don't tell anybody to whale in this game. I mean, that's all preference, that's all choices. But like what you said, Nev, if you need that kind of utility tune, I mean, he's a slam dunk, man. And he's kind of like Gideon level, right? He's that good. So yeah, I have no issue whaling or getting those kinds of tunes either. I mean, I beat a Darth Revan team, full Darth Revan team 3v3. I beat it with that Thrawn, that Thrawn Shore team I used, Ranger.
Yeah.
But I took Vader out and put Dark Trooper, and it works. Like, that's amazing because now I can keep Vader for something else.
Yeah.
But that dude just punches so hard, kills Malik, kills BSF, no issues. Just rock solid kit on that one.
All right. Let's see here. Next question from Ronan Zai. What's going on? It says, do you think CG will actually allow us to use the Bad Batch characters in the cam mission? They're clone troopers. Why wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, you'd be able to. I mean, you're still going to need to use Shakti and Arc Trooper.
Right.
But there's, you're the theory. Once they're all out, the first light side GOTB that comes along after all of the characters are out, that's going to be the interesting stream to watch, because everybody, so somebody will do it with a certain amount of characters, and then somebody will be like, right, okay, I watched that one, it didn't work with those 3 Bad Batch, let's try somebody, but there's going to be lots of different people theorizing which 3, but I definitely think it's too good an opportunity to pass up. So some people that have cam mission squads that are not 100% effective will look to the Bad Batch and think, well, what can I change to make it 100% successful? So I definitely if you've already got a squad and you have a 100% success rate, you ain't changing jack. Why would you? You don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But for those people that don't have anything anywhere near 100% success rate, they'll definitely start theory crafting with them Bad Batch characters. If they've got the cheddar to whale on said characters, that is. I think Tech's more likely to be whaled on than Hunter right now. Just looking at the kits, so people might think, "Oh, I'll take out Echo." Or maybe Wrecker is an unbelievable tank, and people are like, well, sod it, I'll take out 5s and I'll put Wrecker in. We don't know until we see Wrecker's kit, though.
Yeah, there's a lot we still don't know yet.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yep.
All right, we're getting to the top of our first hour. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, guys. Come on, hit that thumbs up. It's what we need for YouTube. And if you could watch this video the whole way through, again, it's just the way we get our content out there. It's the way the algorithm set up for YouTube. It's how the sausage is made. So
smash the like button.
Yeah, smash the like button.
Smash the like button.
All right. Dexatronic says, "Can you please explain the malevolence nerf?" I'll let you draw on that while I try to figure out what the hell's going on with Nightbot.
No worries. Yeah,
yeah,
so
no, I'm hating that. I'm absolutely hating
right,
that.
You're feeling it too, right? Like it's terrible, man.
Here's the thing. I have 4 accounts, right? I have 4 accounts, and I run Malevolence in Fleet Arena on all 4 accounts. Now, before the nerf, before the changes, I was making number 1 on 3 of them because it was a 7-star Malevolence. All the ships were maxed out, and my GG was maxed out Relic 7. Okay, so wow. I was starting around the 20s, and I was getting to number 1 like that. And every now and then I would get maybe a little bit of bad RNG, Anakin would dodge. He would dodge that first hit from the Vulture droid. So I wouldn't get buzz droids and I wouldn't get the buff immunity. And then, sometimes you just get, you just get mollywopped. And you'd lose the Vulture droid and think, great, okay, this is going to grind until like 30 seconds. No, after this, I'm losing 50% of the matches. Every single time I'm losing 50% of the matches because something with buzz droids is getting hit, and then that 70% chance that it gets hit by a Vulture droid, it just doesn't seem like 70% anymore. It seems more like 30. It seems like it's swung the other way. It's almost like it's 30%. So I've got 3 Vulture droids, I've got 3 buzz droids on a ship, and I'm going to hit it with Sunfac, and I'm thinking to myself, this ship's going to get pounded into oblivion. I'll hit the Imburan fighter, and it's gone. And it's not. And it's still got like half its health left. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? That ship should be dead. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's not like it was before the content. It just isn't. Something happened to that squad.
So so let me ask you something real quick. Do you think it was just higher than expected, or do you think it's really at 70% chance to assist, or was it just a lot higher back then because it was bugged? What do you think? It's hard to say, right? So here's where I'm getting at. You're a fan of the deployable cooldown disc, right?
Yes.
Okay, here's my point is you can equip 1 disc that gives you 8% chance, right, to reduce your cooldowns, and that thing was hitting no problem, right?
Yeah.
But they're giving a 70% chance to assist, and it's never assisting. So the math and the calculation to me seems very off. So I wanted to ask you that.
There is something wrong. There's something wrong with Fleet. It's not just Malevolence.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. It's the Dodge. The Dodge meta is huge in Fleets right now. It's
Dodge meta is off the chart. The Dodge meta is off the chart, and the MILF fleet on offense is just it's just no good anymore. It's like you're sat there, and every single attack, you're just keeping your fingers crossed that the Millennium Foot. It's like, where's my assist? On defense, they'll go, and it'll be like assist every single time. It's like 100% times assist from MILF fleets, and you get absolutely wrecked by MILF fleets that are on defense. But when you take a MILF on offense, it's like 1 shot. It's like, where's my assist? And then where's my second? It's just something. There is something wrong with. There is definitely something wrong with Fleet, because it doesn't matter what you're going up against on defense. It just seems like everything is harder. Everything, whether you're taking Malevolence in, whether you're taking the MILF in. Christ, even if you're taking the Empire in, because I wanted to check and see if. What things were like on the Empire because we all know if you start with the bomber that it's OP and it never dies, especially if you have Maul on the sidelines. It's like oh I've lost all the protection, sod it, I'll bring Maul in and stealth the bugger so that we can everything on fleets just seems to be upside down, and back to front at the moment. And Malevolence, I've put everything into Malevolence because I'm never going to make a crystal income from Squad Arena. So I put all my eggs in the Malevolence basket on Fleet so that I could get number 1 and at least get 400 crystals. And now I'm lucky if I make number 1 on 2 out of those 3 alt accounts. I mean, I only make top 5 on my main because my Malevolence is only 6 stars at the moment, which is to be expected because it's a really, really old Fleet shard. But on my alts, it's nuts. And there's, I don't know, have you seen the new negotiator meta in Squad Arena? There's a new defensive lineup for negotiator that is stopping Malevolence dead in its tracks. Standard defense was Umbara and Starfighter,
Anakin,
Jedi Anakin, and the Y-wing, right? Or the Hound's Tooth. And if you wanted to go for the Wham Bam, it was both Ahsoka and Anakin with the Y-wing. Now, I've noticed on 2 of my Fleet Arena shards, people are going Houndstooth, Y-Wing, and Anakin, and that is absolutely destroyed. I mean, on my small alts, my ships are all relicked. So Spy, Soldier, Sunfac, Relic 4. Those teams are getting absolutely destroyed by this starting lineup because what happens is you lose your Vulture Droid, you lose your OG Vulture Droid instantly with these lineups. So it doesn't matter what happens, you lose that ship. So you've lost the ability to put buff immunity on Anakin. So you'll get some buzz droids out, you'll start putting them on, and you'll think, yeah, Anakin will eventually die off. The first ship that's coming out is the first or the second ship that's coming out is Plo. So you get them Plo jobbed instantly. All of the buzz droids are gone. And at that point, you've got a couple of ships left, and that's it. You lose. That's where I'm losing. Add to that this whole not getting assists with the Vulture droids, and that's why I say it's like a 50% success rate with Malevolence, because one thing that is bad, something bad has happened to Malevolence, but clearly something good has happened to the negotiator because people are starting with the Y-wing and Houndstooth with Anakin, and it's just impossible. It's really, really difficult to get past those fleets, even with Relic 7 GG and 3 Relic 4 Geos. It's just a nightmare. I just don't get it. It's frustrating.
I mean, I feel bad for the people that did Relic 8 General Grievous.
Right.
Now your Relic 8 pretty much went to waste.
Yeah, it did. It would have.
Yeah, because you did it for the ship. I mean, you didn't need to relegate General Grievous to beat Jedi Master Luke teams, but you needed it for the ship, and then now it doesn't matter. It's so bad. I put my Malevolence on defense now, and even my opponent last night, he messaged me. He's like, dude, your fleet sucks. And I'm like, yeah, dude, General Grievous got nerfed so bad that even the AI, it sucks. It's so easy to take out.
All right, let's go to the next question. Kenpachi says, question, after 200 shows, what are some of your guys' favorite memories from the show? What are you looking forward to what are you looking forward to going forward? Favorite memories. Boy, that's a lot of memories going back in. I think the one thing, it's not just like a specific memory, but it's just been really cool over the years, all the people that we've had on Jedi Academy, right? And just the banter that we've had, just having fun with everybody and having fun with you guys. Because we've had pretty much everybody on here at one shape or the other that is a content creator. There's some new content creators we haven't had on, but it's been a lot of, it's just those moments like, Jedi Master Dash giving her a hard time about the Jedi all the time, or, Heinze or Grid or any of those folks having on, we just start getting a little goofy and stuff. Warrior's always been a mainstay. Always having, I think some funny moments is when Warrior's phone just randomly would cut out in the middle of his, starts sounding like Kylo Ren or something. I don't know. What about you, Loki? Anything that sticks out, or just overall thoughts? 200 shows?
No, just over. I mean, dude, this has been such a it's to me, it's like a staple, man. This show, especially in the beginning, because if you watch all the, if you actually go back and watch the old episodes, I mean, we've had the big content creators on this show, like when they were starting out. So, I mean, you, Smithy, Warrior, I mean, like paved the way for like these other YouTubers. Now they're Twitchers, if you want to call them that. But a lot of the old content was great. There was a lot of theory crafting. When the raids always dropped, like I remember just having 2-hour discussions on what teams to use. It's just, it's great, man. So, I mean, as long as the game keeps coming out with ways to theory craft things, this is definitely still a fun resource, right, to watch, and it's entertaining, man. But yeah, I mean, the memorable ones was just with Smithy and Warrior. Finn used to be on it, and we'd all just be theory crafting about the tank raid for 2 weeks straight,
Yeah.
And that's fun.
What about you?
My memory, it has and will always remain Rangers 2019 rant about Jedi Knight Revan. It's just, it's the most epic of rants like ever. If you asked anybody that watches this show or watches anybody else's show, what Rangers greatest moment, it was that rant was like the most epic of rants, because up until that point nobody had ever like really truly gone off on one, and you just went off. I mean, because I wasn't a content creator then, I was just watching. I had my own channel and I was throwing up daily vids, but I wasn't like, I'd only just got into it, and I'm sat there in front of the PC watching this, and I'm like, isn't this like supposed to be like family friendly? Isn't this supposed to be like PG-13? And you were like, fucking CG, what the hell do you think this is bullshit? So you just went off on one, and I was just laughing so loud at that. It's like, right, okay, clearly, and it doesn't age well, because you were like, $300 for a character. This is bullshit, CG. It's absolute. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like cheap now, because that $300 included the the gear. The gear for Revan's not that bad, is it?
Yeah. The memories.
The memories.
I've had quite a few rants in my time. Not so much of late, because I just haven't found anything rant worthy. That's because I've already ranted about the same issue before. So if a new issue comes along or they do something really obnoxious, you know me, I will on a dime drop the mic and start going bananas, right? Because what else can you do? I just think they need to be aware of like the impact of, the thing that I always say, that if you're going to set me off, is you have to think about, these are real people. These people have jobs, they have families, they want to enjoy the game. This is a social community. This is Star Wars. This is something that is a social dynamic thing for people. They live, breathe, and die Star Wars. It's something that's truly special to them. And when you cheapen it with this bullshit that they've done in the past, with having to spend all this exorbitant amount of money and just these cash grabs, it really upsets me. It's like,
that was your tipping point at the time, wasn't it? Yeah, everybody has a tipping point. For me, it was the $75 mod packs. I had to do an apology. I did a live apology the following week, because our show on Fridays is supposed to be like PG-13, and I was effing them. I just went off on one. It's like, how dare you? $75 for 6 mods, and there's no guaranteed. It's just,
I know.
Yeah. So just like the range of the Jedi Knight Revan one. Really, it didn't just touch the nerve, but it put a nail to it, held a hammer, and just kept on bashing it, and that set you off. And exactly the same with me. So everybody has their moments.
Yeah, Noki never does, because look, he's cool, calm, and collected. All right, let's get to some more questions here. All right, Patrick Grady says, question: just got Jedi Knight Luke to Relic 6. 11k offense. What do you use? What want to use him in arena? What's the best squad to go up against? Galactic Legend Ray, Kylos. Currently, comps I'm trying are performing better than gas and clones. Thanks for it. Well, yeah, sure. Jedi Knight Luke. Now, Kylo Ren's an easy one, right? Because we use that counter in GAC all the time. It's Jedi Knight Revan Lee with Jedi Knight Luke, Bastila, Old Ben, and Hermit Yoda. That's a solid counter we've used over and over again. Galactic Legend Rey is a little bit of a tougher one. I don't think that team can just withstand the AoE from Rey. Kylo's different because you can really control and do stuff. I mean, you could use against Galactic Legend Rey, but if you don't land ability block on Rey, you're going to start getting whirlwind, and you're going to start getting her AoE. Once her AoE goes off, you better kill some tunes or you're in big trouble. And it's hard to do that because they get that, you don't kill them, it just sets her off to whirlwind and your character's going to start dying off. You really have to ramp Luke up. It's not a great counter to Rey. I don't know. You have Jedi Knight Luke and nothing else. I mean, is there a lineup you might want to think about using in Arena, Loki? I mean, I'm trying to think like...
Oh, for Rey?
Yeah.
I mean, no, there's Nukem. You can do...
There's Nukem, but that's still not a guarantee, right?
It's not, but I mean...
it's better than nothing,
it works.
Right?
I mean, and you need gas. That's the problem. Yeah. So if you have Jedi Knight Revan, gas, Luke... Basti and like Wat Tambor, you should be good to go. You could put Old Ben instead of Wat Tambor as well, but you can play with that team and you burn down Rey, get her into DI, and then she's gonna whirlwind and one of your Jedi's gonna eat it, and then you go for her again. So that's the Nukem team.
Yeah, you just stay on target with Rey, and just hope that you can get her down enough that where once you kill her, even if it's 4-on-1 and it's Jedi Knight Luke, you might probably have a good shot, because a lot of times they don't have a ton of heavy. Even if it's Rey or Finn and Poe in there, you can still, he's gonna counter, he's gonna knock that ass down. So all right, speaking of knocking that ass, we just got the GAC Whisperer joining us, Thane Kyrell, who finally woke up.
Howdy.
He's fully awake. Wow. Are you ready for what's coming up in GAC with you, me, and Boo Boo Kitty here in about 45 minutes?
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, she just messaged me. I'm like, yeah, I got you covered. We'll get her here in the Zoom, and it's going to be a lot of fun, Thane.
She might be making trying to make a run to get into the league next season.
Oh, sure. I'm sure that's on her priority of things. All right. Let's see. Next question. Darsign 1972 says, question, CG stated they will work on the states. Let me see if the way you worded this is correct. We'll read it as is. CG states they will work on gear crunch, and we still haven't seen anything yet. Around the corn, what would you do to fix the gear crunch? It seems worse than ever right now. Oh, I have a lot of suggestions on this one. Let's go to Thing, the gear crunch. It's garbage. What would be your what would be your fix? Like, give me one that you would do just to fix the gear crunch.
The absolute most immediate thing they could do is rework the raid rewards, because we need to be getting a lot more gear from those older raids at this point.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, Loki, what about you? If you had one thing that you would do to fix this damn gear crunch, what would it be?
I mentioned it earlier in the stream. Like, they need to just take Galactic Conquest and make it 8 days instead of 15, and then that would increase the frequency of the gear in that event.
All right, Nev.
There's too much dead time right now. It's the problem.
Yeah, Nev. If you had one thing you would do to help with the gear crunch, what would it be?
Reduce the price of stun guns, stun cuffs, and carbanties by 50%.
I agree.
On tunes, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So instead of 1,400, it's 700 for 50. Okay, because with all of the new characters that they're bringing out now, every single one of these new characters that they're bringing out now need at least a couple of hundred of Kairos, and those ones take forever. So the least that they can do is make the stun cuffs, the stun guns, and the carbanties that you need at gears 8, 9, and 10 cheap. So it's like, so that the gear crunch doesn't occur. Like most characters, the gear crunch occurs around 11 and 12, right? with these newer characters, you've got massive gear crunch at 9 and at 10. There should not be a gear crunch on a character at 9 and 10. The gear crunch shouldn't occur on a character until 11, 12, and 13. So reduce Carbantes, stun cuffs, and stun guns by 50%. So at least people can be like, right, okay, I'm at 11. Now the gear crunch begins, you know. Now I take forever to get to 12. And then you get to 12 and it's like, right, now I take forever to get to 13. It just makes it a little bit easier. They made it easier for all of the, you know, I mean, it would make a lot of early game characters immensely easy as well. And they've already done half of that by doubling the amount of shards that you get for old school characters. So instead of 5s, you get 10s. So why not make it easier to gear those earlier characters? Because we know that they're not all brilliant. Some of them are good, but not all of them. So yeah, that would be my resolution to the gear crunch issue.
Well, my resolution was keep your goddamn word, make Chirotex helpful to the players, get them out of gear 11 and down. Just get rid of Chirotex period out of gear 11 and down, and just keep them on the gear piece for the final relic, for the relic piece. You wanna help players out, do that. You still got to farm them. You can still get packs out of them, but this other nonsense of having 300, 400 that you need for newer characters and stuff like that, where you're supposed to be helping with the gear crunch, just get them out of there. Period. Just get them the hell out of there and just leave it at gear 12. Right? That's what they should have done for the beginning. They didn't do it, and it's absolute nonsense. You were going to say something, Loki?
Yeah, I was just going to throw out there that they can reduce the number, but now the problem you're going to run into is the tune itself will have decreased stats if they were to do this.
You could always increase the stats in other ways. You know, there's always
could, but then now you have existing characters in the game that could get a big bump, and you know,
I'm okay with
again,
that.
I'm just thinking out loud here. There's a reason why they're 400. And it's because like the shock prod is, what does the shock prod do?
I don't have it in front of me.
Does the shock prod do any? Never mind. Let me take that back. I don't think the shock prod doesn't even do anything. There's no stat on it. I'm dead serious. There's no stat on the shock prod. Like I'm looking at it right now. Unless you guys can see it, it's part of a stat building piece. But
right.
you know, usually these gear pieces have a stat somewhere. But
let me look. I don't have one available I can see at the moment.
No, I mean it's salvage and I get it, but yeah, it's going to. No, they could do it. Okay, I take that back. Never mind. You are correct.
Thank you, sir.
Because you use shock prods to build the one piece that has the stat on it. And yes, I believe they can easily do that. I was concerned that the shock prod was a piece of gear that has a stat on it. Like for example, right, the stun cuff has so stun cuffs have plus 60 physical damage, right? So the reason why you need a bunch of stun cuffs is to get that physical damage up,
right?
But the shock prods, I'm looking at it, and there is no stat whatsoever on this piece. So I agree with Nev.
All right. Next question from Buzzsaw says, question. First, hello there. He says, CG made a point of saying that they usually don't release a leader first and went out of the way to say that. Do you think they will hold the most impactful bad batch for the last? Well, we got Hunter right away, so that's out the window. I don't know. Tech is on the fence for me. How good he will be based off a stat. If his speed's not up to par, then I'm sorry. They're gonna have to. I'll have to wait to see if the other guy. We know it ain't gonna be Bruiser. He may be incredible in other ways, but it ain't going to be based off his speed. Oh boy, do we think the last two? We know Bruiser ain't going to be the character that. I mean, he may be an exceptional tank, but I can't think of the guy's name. Hunter, Tech, Bruiser.
Who, Wrecker?
Wrecker, yeah. Do you think Wrecker is going to be the speed demon or something that gets the team going? He's going to be an attacker, so I don't know.
It's hard to tell, man. I was really hoping they were going to make Tech like a Wat Tambor.
I did too.
Like I if they made him a tune like Wat Tambor-ish, he didn't need to attack, but he just, he had tech. The dude's name is Tech, and I don't know why they didn't give him like the weapon tech and the shield tech and all this stuff. Like I was really hoping for that. He takes his first turn and then he starts spreading tech because that's his name. But they didn't do that. So I'm clueless as you, like why, what's going to be coming and how, they like to regurgitate all these abilities that are in the game. That's why they gave him translation. But they need like a Wat Tambor kind of character. I think that would be kind of neat. That gets them off running. Then you got tech that stealths and does target lock and translations. And then you got a bunch of you got 2 attackers and then the tank, right? Like I think that would be sick.
All right. Let's see. Next question. Snakes 1594 says, question: what are my favorite things is to watch Rangers suffer mod depression. Would anyone pay for a guaranteed speed roll, whether it is currency or crystals? Worth it? Pay for speed?
I mean, I would.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding me? I mean, mod depression is there because we never hit the damn thing. But if I could guarantee speed hits, absolutely. I'd use crystals for that. I hate rolling mods over and over. It's so monotonous. It is so tedious. And it's frustrating because you have to go through so many mods. The other thing too about mods, can we finally get rid of 2, 3, and 4 dot mods? Don't serve a goddamn purpose in this game. They're absolutely, just get them out. I mean, we're all end game focused. 5 dot mods with speed, trying to get them to the 6th level. Right, that's our main primary focus. And
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Ranger, but I'm calling you on I'm calling you out on the rolling mods thing. You love it.
No, I don't.
Well, then why don't you just do them all in one go on hot utils?
I do it every day because the fans like seeing me shake my head. Yeah, it's not because I get in pleasure from it. It's not like I'm sitting there going, oh, yes, I'm rubbing my nipples going, oh, yes, I got
getting some
slaughtered again.
Pleasure out.
Yes. Please do not kink shame here, though. You remember this. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not Thane over
the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose.
No, places the lotion into the basket. All right. Thane, I'm not like Thane, who gets mods hits all the time and then sends it to me, Boo Boo Kitty, Chewbacca, and everybody else again. Bastard. So, yeah.
Dude, Thane. How is your territory war going?
We're winning. Hold on, let me double check real quick.
Oh my God. Sorry, I had to interrupt. This is a big deal, man.
Why? What's happening? I don't know what's going on with the Caw family.
I will let Thane
No, go ahead and explain why I put it up.
No, I mean I'm not in the guild, but the last intel I heard was Cobra Caw is beating Maw 1 in territory war. That's a big deal.
Maw 1.
So I need to give a lot of credit to that.
Yeah, Maw is it finalized or are you guys still duking it out?
I don't know yet.
Still duking it out. Last I saw was they had to beat Chewbacca's gas to clear the board, and we just have ships. But let me put it up.
That's all right. We can resume questions, but I had to.
We'll figure it out. Okay. What else? Any 3 questions? Would the 5 bad batch be needed for a special Captain Tarkin event or something more significant?
Okay, so it's over. Sorry.
It's over? Did you win?
Yeah, we won by about 50 manners.
God damn, that's
wow.
That is close. Oh my God. That's like a 1 or a 2 banner win in GAC.
That's wow.
That's literally, that's how close. Oh my God, that is close.
That's
wow.
You just beat like a 440 gajillion number 1 guild, man. So it's got to feel good. Hell yeah, man.
That's ooh, that's an evil. Ooh, that's tough. Ooh,
that's
50
great
banners, man. Yeah, damn, man. That's both sides sweating it out.
But let's take a step back at the bigger picture real quick. And then I want Thane to talk. But if you're in that top 15 guild, man, it's possible.
Yeah,
it is utterly possible to take out the top GP guild in the game, and Cobra Call did that today. So
well, congrats to Cobra Call. I'm sad because my mall brother.
I mean, FC guys and Wolfpack and ANZGC, Shadowlands. I mean, like,
Shadowlands, no joke.
There's chances, man. And it was proven today. And Caw, I think Cobra Caw. I mean, our Caw brothers, I think you guys are in the 4th spot or the 5th spot?
5th spot right now, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's congratulations.
All right,
thank you.
To them.
Yeah, that's what Becca putting down the wrong Kylo too.
Oh God. Why you gotta call her out on that, man?
She only put yum down, not yum, right?
So
That's the problem.
Oh, somebody say yum yum. You guys don't do them over here.
That's not the type of yum yum we're talking about there.
Oh, you're not talking about that side.
No, well, Chewbacca,
if not, why not?
All the ladies that call are heart throbbing for Kylo Ren shirtless and stuff, and they call, and Becca came up with the name Yum Yum. So every time we see Kylo Ren and I'm with Becca and them, I'm like, hey, so use Yum Yum. They're like, oh. I even created an Twitch emote for that. Which they play all the time. Oh God, because Kylo Ren's pretty cool. Let's go to the next question. Jesus, let's get off the Yum Yum train.
Oh, Boo Boo's gonna be on fire when she's on your stream now.
I know, right?
Guess what I did? Oh my God, we've eaten one. Oh God. Oh my God. You guys are gonna have a dynamite stream coming up. Can't calm her down anymore. That's it.
How did that impression go, Loki?
Nah, that comes out at once every. It's like leap year, man, when that comes out. So.
Gotta make that a soundbite, man.
She's gonna bring the fire later, man.
Oh God, Yuta, I need you. I know you're in the chat. I need you to copy that and put that in there, and I'm going to create a new emote for her for that.
Every time she meets a team, you're just gonna play that over and over.
You're gonna have that.
You need to put that on a soundboard. There you
go. Oh no! All right. Let's see here. Oh my God. Either YouTube is messing with me or our likes have gone down significantly. 70 people watching. We got 14 likes. What the hell is going on? I thought we had more than that. Good God, what is happening with YouTube? Maybe it's just not giving me the right information. Oh Christ, please. Somebody...
Did anybody say a no-no word? Like the FCC has 7 no-no words, don't they?
I mean, I don't know, but can we get some likes? I mean, 70 plus people. We have 16 likes now. Wow, that's rough. Super rough, man. Yeah, damn. All right, there we go. Started to climb back up. I started looking at that like, what the hell's happening? Okay, good. We're up to 19 likes. Thank you, guys. All right, 21. It's climbing. Thank you. God damn. I was like, what the hell is happening with this? Did YouTube just F us again? Oh, boy.
F in the A.
Yes, indeed. But there's some good stuff right there. All right, what else? 73 says, will the 5 Bad Batch be needed for a special Captain Tarkin event or for something more significant that will be released from the BB or the Bad Batch show next month? I don't think we're going to get a Tarkin. I do think you're going to need the 4 Bad Batch and Rex to go rescue Echo like they did in season 7 of the Clone Wars. I don't think we're getting a new Tarkin. Does anybody think we are getting a new Tarkin? Because I don't see it happening.
It's going to be needed. It's going to be needed for something, and which sucks because we know how much it costs to gear these guys up.
Yeah, I think the gearing, it's going to be a special event. I think you need all the characters relic and all that other crap just to go get Echo, right? And you'll need Rex as part of that. Rex and the 4 Bad Batch going to go get Echo, and then you rescue Echo. You go through all the battles you did in season 7, and then the final, once you beat it, you get Echo, and then you can add him to your team. And I'm sure the gearing on Echo is going to be something atrocious as well. So I got to say, though, the events that CG has done, I mean, the last couple ones are fantastic. I mean, Beskar Mando as a character is bleh, but that event was fantastic. Oh my God, I adore that event. Same thing as I love the Vader event. I mean, or was it Vader or Luke? I'm sorry,
The JKL event was beautiful.
Yeah, so both of those were
so
good.
well crafted.
Yeah, both of them were so good.
Props to CG
good.
for that. You know, they. I mean, you said it at the start. You know, they should get credit. You know, when credit is due. It's just that it's like finding water in a desert. It doesn't happen very often.
Tumble Dry in the chat says the kid from the trailer is going to be the fifth. No, I don't think that's going to happen.
The two missing characters are going to be the Martell sisters.
There you go. All right. Next question from What Else in 3 question. How do you think players would respond if CG did special No Galactic Legends GAC both 3v3 and 5v5? Well, that's an interesting question. You couldn't use Galactic Legends in 3v3 and 5v5, just like a special GAC. I don't know. I mean, half would be. This is what I would predict. Half the population would be like, huzzah! And the other half, like, kiss my ass. You just made me bust my balls to get these Galactic Legends, and now I can't. Anytime you take something away from players, just the perception is anger.
Yeah.
You know, we saw that in TW where you couldn't use certain teams and stuff. People are like, but I just spent time and money to get these characters, and now you're saying in a game mode I can't use them. The other problem, people would be like, yeah, I don't fight any more Galactic Legends, let's do it. So I think the anger would be more than the players that would be happy about it. I don't know, that's just kind of my 2 cents thinking about it. What about you?
Oh God, my Div 4 account. There's a guy in my group of 8 that's in my Div 4 account that would not be happy because he doesn't have either of the Revens. He doesn't have either of the Revens. He doesn't have CLS, but he does have a Slacker. So if he lost his Slacker, his roster would like be trash. Because I really, really, really want to face him so that I can put my Darth Revan, my Jedi Knight Revan, and my CLS on defense. Because he's got nothing to get past them. Like literally nothing in his roster is going to get past them. Because people complain about that happening in the lower divs all the time. And the simple strategy is just put your Revens and your CLS on defense. Because as soon as they put they've got nothing to get past that. So just like if you haven't got a Slacker on a lower div, you're not going to get past it. They're not going to get past your off-mech. It's just so that it would. I think that would upset a lot of lower div people that have gone balls out on either a Ray or a Slacker and have ignored every other meta. You know, so they haven't bothered going for the JKRs and the Darth Revens and the CLSs and the gases and the Ray and the JT. They haven't bothered going for any of that. They've just gone hardcore straight for one of the GLs. So it wouldn't. Oh God, yeah, it would. Yeah, it doesn't bear thinking about. Reddit would explode. I mean, it would be a nuclear dumpster fire.
Yeah,
on Reddit.
Yeah, I don't think they can ever. You can't not use them. Could we see them putting those nerfs like they do in the Challenge Rancor raid, where Ray can only hit for 1,000 or something like that? You could see something like that, but I don't think you can lock the GL out. People put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get a GL, and they want to use it. You know, but
it would be interesting though. All right, Revenator question. Given Nev's statement, what do you think of the lore behind Jedi Knight Revan? Well, go watch my lore video about my thoughts on that. So let's just move on. Revenator just being cheeky. What else in the 3 says question? Do you think there was a Revan Reborn in the works that they put on the back burner because of priority changes from new TBs, Galactic Legends, etc.? Yeah, we know that for a fact. Carrie said that to us. To us, she said that too. That they did. There was when we were talking about Revan, and Carrie was fondly remembering my rant about. But she talked about that they were doing a Revan Reborn, you know, the true Revan, but they put it on the back burner. So would they ever bring it out? I don't know. It's there, you know. I'd love to get that version of Revan, the true Revan. But I don't know if they'll ever. They might bring it back. What do you think, Loki, Nev, Thane? Thane, what do you think? Do you think we'll ever get the true Revan, the real Revan in the game?
One Revan to bind us.
Yes.
And in the light, bind us together.
No, I don't think we'll get him at this point.
Really interesting.
Yeah. The because if they do like the neutral tag, which was in there, like it just brings up a whole other thing. And how much do we complain about like some factions need rounding out for them to bring out a whole new faction? I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed.
All right.
I don't think the board exists. I genuinely don't think the board exists at CG anymore. Remember, Carrie said on several occasions that they had this whiteboard, and on that whiteboard they put everything on it that they're going to put into the game at some point. They just don't know when. And that Riven was part of it, just like Hando was on. There was lots of things on. I don't think that board exists anymore. I think that they took it down and it's like, let's just start from a clean slate. What can we do with the game moving forward now? Not what we wanted to put in the game 2 years ago or 3 years ago. 2 and 3 years has passed, so we're not gonna, it's not even on the radar anymore. So I think that what we want to do with the game board, I think it's gone. So. Anything that we kind of got wind of or felt or thought might occur in the game over the past 2-3 years, I think that's gone all out the window.
All right. Wolfell, next question said, should they have both Kairos on light dark side nodes instead of one each? I'm farming dark Galactic Legend tickets, but have no need to battle no need for battle computers, but need shock prods, but they're on light side. Yeah, that's a good point. I would be fine with them if they had Kyrotechs on both light side and dark side, right? You can farm them on each side, but they ain't gonna do that. Damn it, Wolfell, you make sense, and that cannot be allowed here.
I'd like to go back to what Ned was saying earlier about the whiteboard real quick.
But we moved past it.
I know, but it's real quick.
Okay.
I think Nev is right, because something that has happened since then is all the announcements of all the shows on Disney Plus from Lucasfilm. So I think that they probably looked at the whiteboard and said, well, all these shows are going to take priority because they bring in players to the game. So they're probably changing to suit more of that versus whatever they had planned prior to whatever's on that whiteboard.
Yeah, Thane, you lost me after I think Nev is right. You lost me after I think. It's just kind of...
Oh my God. All right, Ziglet's Haint. Well, I guess Ziglet died again. He goes back from the life to afterlife a lot here. But Ziglet's Haint says, question, what team is best for Dark Trooper? Thane, Loki, take it away. I'm still working on mine.
The standard trooper team, but you leave, in my opinion, you leave range, or you leave Stark out. So it's Veers, Gideon, Piet, Dark Trooper, and Death Trooper.
What about threes?
Threes you can beat Sith Eternal. It's what is it? Veers, Piet, and Dark Trooper can do it on a certain Sith Eternal team. I mean, dude, like Dark Trooper is super versatile in threes because you can throw them with droids, you can throw them with Thrawn lead, works really good. You can throw them on defense with like Palpatine, and I saw like Palpatine, Bastila Fallen, and Dark Trooper, and that thing is just stupid because Dark Trooper gets a bunch of turn meter from all the debuffs. So that's a fun little team, but very, very flexible because I mean he's a droid, he's Empire. And there's just a lot of those good teams already established. I don't know if you had any more thing you wanted to add.
No, that was a big one. It's just the Veers, Piet, and the Dark Trooper that can pretty much beat down anything. But yeah, no, that's only squads. In fives, like you said, that's the big one. I know that you can use them in Vader. With Vader, I think someone was using him under Vader, but I think it's a bit of a waste. Because Vader already kind of is that powerhouse on that team. But just what I saw.
Yep.
All right. Oh, I think my mom's coming downstairs. Maybe we'll get a Buddy appearance. Hold on, I'm waiting to see. Hold on, everyone. Let's see what happens. Where's Buddy? I think he might come running in here. She's talking with her friend. All right, there's a friend. Exchanges are being made. Will Buddy come down here and try to get some socks or something? No, there's nobody signed. Okay, nobody signed. All right, next question is Jeremy. I always screw this name up. Maca. Oh boy, I'm not even gonna try. it's Eastern Europe in dialect, and I'm not even gonna mess it up. So Jeremy Mac, I'm just gonna call him Jeremy Mac, says question: to fix unbeatable Galactic Legend walls on GA for players, could they give players an option for minimum points just to keep people trying in GA? Minimum points, you say?
Yeah, it's called setting defense.
I think he means for the attempt, you get some points instead of 0.
Here's the thing: a lot of, especially regarding Grand Arena, people have a bad time on it, and it's like, can you make it easier? And my response to that is no. Stop asking for it. There's enough content out there. There are enough theory crafters out there. There are enough creators out there that make content that come up with squads to beat. So if you're having a problem with a certain squad and you keep doing the same thing over and over again against it and you're losing, that is by definition madness. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, it's not going to happen. Try something different, and there is always something different out there. So yeah, sure, okay, so you're constantly facing people that are putting up 4GLs. If someone's constantly putting up 4GLs, go and find the off meta counters or the meta counters. They are out there. The Gambit crew puts it together. Kin does it. Fatal does it. There are some really, really excellent people out there that know how to beat GLs without using GLs. So just go look for it instead of, without looking, I can't beat it. I want you to do something else. Okay. If the problem is in the game, find a solution within the game. Don't just keep, I want, I can't do it, therefore I want it to change. No, that's not the way it works. Other people don't go, right, crap, I can't beat that. I'm going to have to do some research and look at, how I can beat that. That's what people that, really want to do well in the game do. They go looking for a solution. There are no problems, only solutions, except for it's like, I can't beat it. I think it should change. Like, no, that's bollocks. It's bullshit. Go and find something. Sorry for being harsh, but go and find something.
All right. Nathan H's question: what is the likelihood of a new Thrawn? We ain't getting a new Thrawn until well after, or right around we get the new Ahsoka series. Until he's even revealed, there's not going to be a new Thrawn. Does anybody in the panel disagree with that statement?
No, that won't be until Ahsoka.
All right. Nathan H. question: what is the likelihood of a clone general or other clone leader, galactic legend, or journey character? We will now have a lot of clones. He said thrones. I'm sure thrones. Game of Thrones? I don't know. But galactic clone general or clone leader, galactic legend. I mean, look, you've always said you think each faction is going to get. Eventually, they're all going to have galactic legends. And I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, you're going to add a galactic legend to Gas in the 501st? That's going to be OP. But do you think we'll get anything along those lines?
I mean, who would be the galactic legend of Gas 501st?
I know, right?
No, I think they draw a line. Maybe all those like sub factions, if you want to call it that. Like, I do think we're going to get a Galactic Republic, Galactic Legend. I do think we're going to get a Scoundrel one, and we can go on and on. Like, I want to believe we're coming out with a Bounty Hunter one, and then a Mandalorian one, and so forth. But I mean, to go really deep into the sub factions, like, I don't think a Bad Batch legendary is coming. I think that's too far down, but I could see a clone Galactic Legend. There's so many damn clones in the game. 501st, what, you got 6? So I mean that's fine. But my point to that whole thing when I said that was I don't see them doing overlapping, like I don't see them doing another Jedi Galactic Legend, because we already have one.
Right.
And then
same thing with First Order, same thing with Sith, same thing with Resistance.
That's my reasoning behind making that statement. Rebels, I can totally see them. They have to make like a General Leia, or they got to make a Leia Rebel Galactic Legend. I think that's so overdue. Do we need a Jawa Galactic Legend? Probably not.
You sure, Utini? No.
I mean, who is it? I mean,
don't know.
Right? I mean, who's it gonna be? I mean, is it gonna be the damn roving tank that they ride in? Is the Galactic Legend? Yeah. That thing is pretty legendary, right? But Galactic Legend. But yeah, I mean, I stand behind that. I think major factions will all eventually get a Galactic Legend. And then it goes back to my comment earlier in the stream that they have to start adjusting the number of slots in GAC and Territory War when that happens.
All right. Question, Nathan H. Which lore videos would the panel like for Ranger to make? We've had this question before. I've got a whole list. I'll say this: I just don't have time for lore videos right now. It's a lot of time-consuming stuff.
The Jawa Fortress.
The Jawa Fortress. Yeah, there we go. We just talk about it.
Do a lore video on who built it, where did it come from.
I know.
How do they do maintenance on the damn thing? They gotta. Who the hell changes the oil on the Jawa Fortress, man? Like that looks like a pain in the ass to do.
It's the one Jawa they really hate, man.
We gotta change the coolant on it. Damn.
Send Bill. Hey, what's going on? Bill, go change the coolant. All right, I'll go right down there and do it.
I mean, how do you get up under that thing, man? They got a jack or what? I mean,
well, the parts do drop down. Remember, you see some of them when they were working on it, like you could push a button.
Yeah, they kind of puke out the side of the.
Yeah, there you go. We just got a $2 donation super chat from Utah. Says you have the Sound Bit Ranger. Check DMs. Thank you, sir. We will try to get that Boo Boo Kitty one done.
Already? Wow.
Yeah, Utah's a man. He's the man, dude. He sent me a bunch of stuff. That's all those new ones I did for McVenom and Moss.
Yep.
Saw those. So those have been done. All right. Let me check questions one more time here. Let me just get this checked on the old Nightbot. All right. Ziglis Hank says, question for Nev. Nev left.
Oh, you missed him.
Oh, no. Nev had a drop.
Might come back. He might not.
He may not. Let's see if we can help him out here, even though Nev's not here. It says, in GAC, how do you theory craft against auto deploy? It's crap to those who actually want to play the event. I have I just go from my top team down. I just start from their highest GP tune, like a Galactic Legend or something, and just work my way down. If I can get full clear, most of the times I can, but sometimes you get a little stuck. I just work from the top down, use my best teams against the best GP they've got, and just figure it out. A lot of times you'll be surprised when you're doing it that there's usually not synergy. Sometimes it does work against you where you do get synergy, like you get like a Jedi Knight Luke with like a CLS or something. You're like, oh Christ, so this might be a little rough. But I usually go with the top team and just try to work my way down. And as you get down to the lower teams, they're really bad because there's like no synergy that just makes absolutely no sense. So it can be rough though. You can run into that one team like, okay, I had no idea that was going to be the interaction. So just get your win. I mean, it sucks, but you're still going to get the victory because they have nothing against your defense. They're not doing a damn thing unless they get super, super, super lucky. But yeah, auto deploys are just what are. Oh, Neff says the battery died. Neff says there's no theory crafting with auto deploy, just smash and grab. Nathan H says Ewok glider in space equals Galactic Legend. Ewok gliders in space. First move, launch from cargo bay. Second move, they die because they're in the void of space and they're Ewoks on a glider. God. Darcyan 1972 question: what do you think in GAC when opponent does set defense? It only defaults to one character What do you think in GAC when an opponent does set defense? It only defaults to one character, only instead of an auto deploy full team. What do you think JC input does set defense and link defaults to one character? I'm not sure what
I'm lost, man.
I don't know what you mean, Darcyan.
This should be a word problem in the ACTs, man.
All right, if we cross out every third word, let's see if there's a.
Is it too early to drink this time? Or maybe,
I got some bourbon here. Not quite sure what you mean, Darcyan. I mean, if they only put one character. Oh, you mean? I mean when they don't set defense. So when they don't set defense.
When they don't set all but one character, is that what you're saying? Like one squad?
I mean, that's a free. If they're probably, I mean, they just put one character down and that's all they're doing, and you get all the free points. Take it. I mean, yeah, you don't. Get
it sucks because you don't get to actually play it, right?
Yeah, you don't get to do any of the feats and stuff, but you get all the points. I mean, because I know Finn did that back in the day. He just put one character down because he wanted trapped in carbonite. You do see that sometimes. People say, "I want to get trapped in carbonite." So, yeah. Nathan H. question: watching 32 likes. Well, we're at 31. Can we get to 32? Get halfway? Halfway there. Leaving on a prayer. Yeah, if you guys want to smash that like button, go ahead. Nathan H is watching. We got a thumb watcher there from Nathan H. All right, I think that's it for the Jedi Academy. I don't see any other questions. I'm checking one more time. Need more likes. Me need more like. All right, so this has been the Jedi Academy. So what we're going to do is take a quick break. We'll pimp Nev's stuff here in a second since he was on and make our little spiel. But get ready for GAC. We'll end the Jedi Academy a little early and then just get ready. Head on over to Twitch and then we will rock and roll and get ready to do GAC with me, Thane, maybe Loki, and the Boo Boo Kitty. Ask her, hey, Boo Boo, did you hear Loki's impersonation of you? Don't worry, I got an emote coming. Oh, we have one more question. All right, this will be the last question, so don't bother after this one. Darcyan rephrased his question. He says, question, if the opponent doesn't set a defense, what instead of the system setting a whole team, it will default them to set only one character for each battle in each zone as a penalty. Now that's what he was saying. Oh, one character instead of doing auto deploy all the characters.
So he wants auto deploy cheese. That's what he wants.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You don't set a defense in the AI, if they change it to where you get just one team, I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem with that. Do you guys have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem.
Yeah, I like that idea. Like instead of having the whole squad just have one character
right
per squad.
Yep.
So that way you can make it easier for your opponent.
And
yeah.
You get some free feats, man. I think you deserve it. If your opponent's not going to participate but they joined, then they made the commitment. So if they don't put team down, and it could be something happened, they just didn't have time. Real life happens sometimes, right? You don't just think someone's doing it on purpose. And if they did, if like they're going for Trapped in Carbonite, I don't have a problem with it either because they're trying to get maybe they're just into those titles and stuff. So I don't have a problem with it. But if that's going to be the case, just put one character per team in each of the zones, and then just let you have fun with it. I'm totally down with that. I think that's a good idea.
I'd be down for that, or auto setting would be the opposite, where it sets the
Starts
lowest
from the bottom all the way up. Yeah. Yes, that would be good too.
Down to either one of those two.
Just flip the script. Say instead of the top teams down, just set the bottom up. That would be nice. Yes. Good. All right. So that was the final question. Thank you for clarifying that, Darcyan. Hope that answers your question. All right. So you've been watching the Jedi Academy here at RSG. We stream all the time. We do the lunch stream. We do the Wednesday night stream, the longest running live stream in the SWGOH community. We will have D&D tonight. We do GAC and other stuff. I do mine. Loki does his. We have lots of people on hanging out with us with GAC. We're getting ready to go over to Twitch. If you haven't subscribed on Twitch, you should, or at least follow us so you can watch us do that good GAC fat action. So that'll be me, Thane, and the Boo Boo Kitty. Hopefully Loki joins us. But we'll have the whole gang hanging out doing GAC here in about, I'll say 10 minutes or so. I got to get Boo Boo Kitty in here and stuff like that. So we'll get that up. I'll get her set up with her her screen so we can actually see what she's doing. That's going to be kind of a big deal. So that's all. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you want to support us against Patreon, sub on Twitch, all that stuff. That's fine. Also, big shout out to Nev, who was on the panel. His phone died, but you can check Nev out on Tuesdays, usually with me and Nev on the Escape Podcast channel, doing the GA Center. That's 10:30 Eastern on Tuesdays, unless it's the end of this of the round. All 12 fights have been done. We usually do it on Wednesday or Thursday because it takes a little bit longer to get the information, but typically that's when it is. After each week of each round of GAC, and it's a lot of fun, and so you can check that out. You can also check Nev on Fridays with Paul on the Escape podcast doing their show Fridays as well. So check out that channel as well and support those guys who do a lot of good stuff. All right, I think we are good to go. We've got everything locked and loaded and ready to rock. So we'll see you guys in about 10, 15 minutes at the most as we get everything set up for GAC. Last thing I'm going to say is you hit that thumbs up and get your ass out of here and get ready for the GAC. Is if you can get immunized, guys. I'm fully immunized. And I still wash my hands, wash my face, wear my mask, do social distancing. I'm still doing my part. So if you guys could do the same, be safe out there, guys. Coronavirus is still a thing we're dealing with. It's getting better. It's getting much better, but we're not quite there yet. So let's be safe and take precautions until we're fully out of the woods and good to go, so we can go back to our normal lives. It's coming. It's coming sooner rather than later. We just need a little bit more time. Getting a whole country of 360 million people vaccinated, it takes a little time. So I think we're getting close to 200 million or something along those lines. So we're getting closer and closer and closer. But if you can get your vaccination, get your vaccination. I've taken it. It's fine. You'll be fine. I had the Pfizer vaccine, so you're good to go. So with that, we're going to call this one done. So on behalf of myself and the panel, thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you in about 10, 15 minutes. And with that, have a great rest of your day. Salute.